Hello everybody, it's Steve Katsikaris, Norland, Coboconk Community Watchdog, right down here in Coboconk today at the local food land here. The reason why I'm doing this video today is I've been getting complaints from people in the community that this store owner is making people wear a mask while they're shopping. And what I've done is actually take the time to look up the law, which is Bill C-195 passed by Premier Ford in July of this year. And after going through the law, there is no legal merit here to force the general public to wear masks in stores. And where he got this from is called the Emergencies Management and Civil Protection Act, which was passed in 2006. And you can see here on page 6 that they need to respect the Charter and rights and freedoms. So Bill 195, you go through it, has no teeth at all. It's a very general, broad outline that doesn't stipulate anything about wearing masks or having to wear have to have social distancing of 2 meters or hand sanitizer or anything like that. And we've been doing this now for 4 months. And by going through this law here, what Premier Ford is doing is basically calling it rules, not law, okay? Forcing store owners with threats of imprisonment for 1 year and a $100,000 fine or something crazy like that. And after going through the law here, the Premier can't do this because the Emergency Act needs to be pushed in Ottawa first by Justin Trudeau in order for him to do this. And if people get turned away at this store, that's a violation of the Charter and Rights and Freedoms and also the Human Rights Code of Ontario. So I'm down here today to give this paperwork to the store owner here and let him know that what he's doing is unlawful and he shouldn't be intimidated by the Premier or the health unit by making people wear masks inside the store here. I have the law, Bill 195. I don't see anything in here. You can check it at home. I'll probably put it on the screen later on in the day here when I do my video tonight and show people what's going on here is just total tyranny. So you don't have to wear a mask. If you want to wear a mask, by all means do so. You know, if you don't want to wear a mask, that's okay too. We simply don't have the cases in Coboconk. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, going around and wearing a mask when you don't have to is kind of ridiculous. And we can see with this law here that it's not legal. So I'm going to go in here and hand over this document to these people in here and see if I can talk to their store manager and let them know that the Charter and Rights and Freedoms is still valid in Canada. It hasn't been suspended by the Emergencies Act. And this Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act is quite clear. Premier can't order people to do anything, but pass it into law that, you know, certain like closure times and stuff like that, but he can't tell people what to wear. So I'm going to go hand this over here now, and hopefully the store owner will change his ways, and Premier Ford too. Premier, this is my message to you. If you're going to do these things, they're not rules, they're laws. And that's why you're busted, is because you've been calling these rules for the last number of months, not laws. And I can see why now. Bill 195 has no teeth, and the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act is quite clear on page 6 that you can't do it. And also the Ontario Human Rights Code is quite clear. You can't deny people services or facilities on behalf of the Premier like this. So I'm just going to go hand this in here, and then we'll put it up on YouTube tonight and let people know that no one's above the law. And we shouldn't be intimidated and go down a road of tyranny. Okay, so I'm going to go in there and hand this in. Okay, here it is, Bill 195. This is the law that Premier Ford is passing right now, and it's going to show you where he's getting his power from. Okay, so we're just going to go down here. You can see it was passed in July of this year, and if you take a look here, this is going through the laws here, folks. You can see it. He's referring to 7.02 and 7.1 of the Management and Civil Protections Act. And now I'm going to take you into there, and you'll see that what he's doing is unlawful because the Charter and Rights needs to be respected. But if you go through this document, you'll see that there's nothing there about face masks or social distancing or hand sanitizer. No teeth in this whatsoever. This is a deception, and people need to understand that. And once again, this whole bill that's in power right now is all being enforced by the Emergencies Management and Civil Protection Act and it's on 7.02 and 7.1. Now we're going to go there and take a look, and I'll show you the fraud. Okay folks, so now we've gone over to the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act. Remember I talked about 7.01 and whatever it is on page 6. So this is where Premier Ford is using C-195 there. And if we go down here to page 6, there it is there. So he's making all this under 701 and 702. Now, the key word here, the legality, is subject to the Charter, the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, right here, 206. So, he even admits, by using 702, folks, that he needs to respect the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And the only way that the Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada can be stomped on is by doing what? Passing the War Measures Act or the Emergencies Act. So you can see that this law that was passed, apparently, wasn't done properly, and it's in violation of the law that they're referring to. Okay, so there is the evidence proving that. Don't believe mainstream media, don't go along with the narrative, look at the law itself. You're being deceived. There's the sign there. So you can see all these protocols are all there. Got the line here. Get in line like Russia. That's what's going on here. But after going through the law, we need to make sure that this is all law-abiding here. Can I just drop off some paperwork for your manager?
Yeah.
You can just go give it to him. I'm giving him the Emergencies Management and Civil Protection Act, page 6, where the Charter and Rights and Freedoms must be respected. And here's Bill 195. That's what you're using now for the mask rules. It's right here as well. And the reason why I'm giving it to you is that this is not lawful. I know people are doing it, but
public health.
That's right, and public health is out of line. I just got the law off the internet. If they were going to make it lawful, they have to say must wear masks, must have social distancing.
No, but we're not enforcing it. So you can take this back.
No, you can give it to them because I already had someone complain about it, but I just want to make sure everybody's got the law so they can read it. I want them to read it, that's all.
No, I'll tell you what our store's doing though. We're not enforcing the rule of the mask. We're just telling everyone that public health has asked everyone to wear them.
Absolutely.
And if it's against anyone's beliefs or medical conditions, then it's okay.
Okay, that's fine. But what we've been seeing on the media is that they're calling it rules, like follow the rules.
That's the media, and it's not our store. Our store goes at a different approach, and we're all with our community.
Okay, because I had someone that was down here earlier today, and they were turned away, so they went back, and they have a health condition. So I just want to print off the laws. And I'm not blaming the store owner. It's the media that's out of control. It's the premier that's out of control. And if you want to wear a mask, you know, absolutely. I'm not against it. But I just want to make sure the laws in this country are followed. And this is a whole big goofy thing going on with Ottawa right now. I'm just trying to get political awareness here in our community. And I'm not blaming Foodland. I'm blaming the federal government of Canada and the provincial government. Because what they could have done is push the Emergencies Act back in March. And then they can bring in all the rules they wanted to. But if you could just give that to them, that'd be great. Thanks a lot for your help. Take care. Well, there you go. So now they're not enforcing the rules now. So I had someone down here today that was denied access to the store. And you can see by me reading the law that there is no law. So if you don't want to wear a mask, don't let anybody bully you. And why I'm mad about all this is that a poor old man and 73-year-old got shot and killed in Minden on July 15th, 2020 over a mask dispute, which was not lawful. And that means his human rights were violated first before the assault and before the vandalism, proving that the provincial police, the Ontario Provincial Police, and the store manager at Easton's Value Mart in Minden provoked the whole darn thing without enforcing the law, because there isn't one. And the law right now is that the Charter and Rights and Freedoms is in effect. And I'm getting sick of this police state, because what I think is going on here is it's a stepping stone. First we had 9/11, terrorists. Now we got diseases 20 years later. If we keep being afraid, we're going to give away all our freedom. And this whole thing, why I'm doing this, is to make sure the rule of law is followed, legislation is followed, people's rights, not civil liberties, rights are respected and followed, and no one's above the law, not the Prime Minister, not the Premier, and certainly not the cops. And we can see what happened up in Minden in July 2015, 2020. I still don't know the man's name yet, and if anybody knows the man that was shot and killed by the OPP, please send me an email. I like to find out, because that old man had the right to pull his gun out because he was afraid of the police. And under 341 of the Criminal Code, he saw the police as a threat. And how we can prove that? Just take a look on my YouTube channel, how you can see the behavior of the Ontario Provincial Police, demonstrating warrants with a computer tablet, going after me, a political rival, against a corrupt city council and a corrupt federal and provincial government, totally, to bring in a new world order police state, which I'm against. And I'll tell you right now, my grandfather and my great uncle fought in World War II to protect our freedoms. And all I got to do is do a video and read the law and bring them to court. That's a lot easier than going to Europe and fighting on the beaches of Normandy, or like my uncle who fought in North Africa. So anyways, I'm Steve Katsikaris, or Norland Coboconk Watchdog. Now setting the record straight in Foodland here. They're not enforcing the masks. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And that's what you as a citizen have to remember, is that always question government, because the government is supposed to represent you. Simple as that. They're not dictators, and that's what we got to get away from them. Full transparency, the rule of law, and let's not go down to the road of the police state. And Bill C-36, S-7, Bill C-51, all those anti-terrorist laws are not to protect Canadians, they're to go after Canadians and to do secret hearings against people like Kevin J. Johnson, who ran for mayor, and myself, who ran for city council back in 2014 here in the city of Kawartha Lakes. And I was knocked out of the last election because I was thrown in jail in 2018. And to this day, never been charged. Why? I haven't done a crime. I just know about corruption in government and wrongdoing. And that's why they're coming after me. All right, I said enough for today. I'm Steve Katsikaris, your Norland Coboconk Watchdog in Coboconk, Ontario at the Foodland. So long, and take care, and stay tuned for my next video. So long, everybody.